Hello, my name is Michael, and welcome to the Metaphysical Journey. This is a pick a message reading. So you will choose between message number one, number two, or number three. Now, this collective reading is in preparation for the October full moon. That's the Hunter's moon, and that will take place on October 17th here in the United States. Um, and this moon is going to be the brightest supermoon of this year. The next supermoon, the last one of the year, will be in November, but this one is a very special one because this moon gives us a deeper connection with our inner selves and also the rhythm of nature. Now, traditionally, this full moon is the second full moon after the autumn equinox. And this also marked the periods where the earlier people would go out and hunt to start gathering the game and different food in preparation for the winter months that would follow. So this moon gives us the opportunity for three major things, and that is reflection of our achievements and the challenges that we faced during the last lunar cycle. Also, it's the time of release of the negative energies, habits, obstacles that have been holding us back. And the third thing it gives is manifestation through new intentions that we set and focusing on what we want to attract into our lives. So again, this moon gives us the opportunity for reflection, release, and manifestation. Now, the three cards that I pull for each of the messages are going to cover those three areas: reflection, release, manifestation. I will say that several times probably throughout these readings. But so the first card will look at what you are currently reflecting on. The second one is what is currently being or needs to be released. And the third one will be some ideas for manifestation of what to plan for or set your intentions on as you move through this next cycle. All right, so message number one, number two, number three. And all the cards that I'll be pulling on this is they're coming from the Rider-Waite Tarot deck. I'm not using Oracle. We're just going Tarot on this one. So let's get started. For message number one, you have two major arcana cards. This means this is a very important time for you. These are big changes that you're going through. Now, arcana comes from the word arcanum, which means basically it means secrets. So these are two major secrets that you're dealing with. And the first one on reflection, you can't get any better than this. This is the Hermit. The Hermit. Now, if you look at this card, you'll see the man, the hermit, standing there, and he's holding his lamp and he's looking down at the path in front of him. And with the hermit card, many times what I have associated it with is shadow work or the need for inner reflection. And it does include those things. But in this particular reading, the hermit has already done all of that. And the hermit has left his cave. He's coming out and he's now moving forward. Now you notice the lamp that he's holding, and he's looking straight down, but he's holding the lamp up for others to see. So he's not secluding himself. He's out there being a light unto the world. So he's open and receptive to other people seeing the light and coming toward him. So he's ready to share his knowledge and teach and just help other people. But he's walking a path one step at a time. So during this time of reflection, what has been possibly occurring in your life is that you have seen a lot of things about the world around you. You've had some great intuition and insight that's come to you. And what you're learning to balance between are the opposites or the extremes. So the hermit's not looking to the left or to the right, straight down only, walking his path his way. And so it's in this balancing period of learning how to throw things out that just they don't work anymore. They really don't. It's old mindsets, old beliefs, other people's opinions or their mindsets and beliefs that have just been polluting your mind all this time. And you've had to go inward in order to just sort those out and get them out and spend some time in your own head, your thoughts, your emotions of figuring out who you are as an individual, not as part of a group collective, but who you are as an individual, and walking forward now in a new light, a light that you are carrying yourself. It's not light being given to you by other people. So also you notice that in the landscape, it looks like there's, and to me, it looks like snow. It does because it's white. Maybe it's not. It looks like snow. So it's it's a dark night, and you're coming out of a dark night of the soul, possibly, and you're walking forward again, and it's cold out there. And the world probably has felt pretty cold, or some of the reception you've received from others has been pretty frosty. Still, you're moving forward. So, reflection, the hermit, and how you move forward. The next card is release. Now, this is interesting. You truly, again, the hermit was perfect for reflection and the release. You cannot do better than this, and you can't make this up. The tower, the tower. There are two things on this one that I really focus in on very heavily or strongly, and that's that what is bringing the tower down or what's destroying the tower. It's a lightning bolt. Now, in the insurance world, lightning is considered an act of God, and I think that this time of release is divinely planned and timed. So lightning strikes. We hear it doesn't strike twice, but I think in your case, after the time, and being the hermit, you don't need it to strike twice. You already know what's going on. And so the second thing I'm drawn to is the crown that's blown off the top of it. And the people flying out of the tower, they were living in that, but there was a crown over top of them. So, have you been in a situation where you feel like you have not been the ruler of your own life? Someone else is making the rules and calling all the shots, and you're just quietly residing within and just going with it the whole time, knowing it doesn't feel right, and you don't like it. Well, the lightning strikes to blast you out of that. It's time to remove you from that tower that you have been stuck in largely by your own choice because you've chosen not to remove yourself. So the time has come for you to be removed or evicted from that tower that someone else was the ruler of and not you. It's time for you to rule your own life. And what better way to do it than to be blown out of a kingdom that you were stuck in? And so the releasing, this is of the negative energies and the other things coming in around you that have stopped you from being able to walk your own path. Now, it's a scary thing to be evicted from something that you were probably pretty comfortable in overall. I mean, you might not have been happy, but you didn't know what was on the other side. So it's more comfortable being in something you know than something brand new. The time has come for that. It's changed. It's truly changed. So you have the people flying out of there, and they're not charred, crispy critters. They're alive, so they're going to survive. As long as I know how to love, I know they'll be all right. Sorry, I'm channeling Gloria Gaynor here. It's time for you to change the stupid locks and throw away the key. You need to get them out of there and remove yourself from that and start your own. Now, as the tower comes down and you're removed out, you're on the outside looking in or looking at what was left of the tower, and you're thinking, oh, what am I going to do now? Well, what you're going to do now is it's time to build something new for you. Your structure, home, tower, kingdom, your way. And that leads into the third card, which is about manifestation. So as the full moon comes up, be thinking about What do I want to do moving forward? What kind of life do I want for myself? And set those intentions and clearly write those out. Define those for yourself so that you know. You have to know what your destination is. What do you want it to be? Because if you don't control your destination or you don't know your destination, that means someone else is controlling your destiny. And that crown has been blown off of there. It's now time for you to be the ruler of your life. So the third card for manifestation is the Ace of Swords. Now notice this sword's being handed from the sky, from a hand. So divine. This is again divine. You are being given a beautiful opportunity for something new. This is the ace. It's brand new, and you can do whatever you want to with it. There's a blessing there with it. It's been provided to you. Now, what are you going to do with it? Now, if you notice the sword, there's a dark side and a white side. So it's kind of like, it's a double-edged sword, and it's very black and white. So there, either way you can go. And remember that the hermit, trying to juggle cards here, the hermit came out of their time of isolation with clarity of being able to walk that balance and understand the balance between the opposites, the extremes, and knowing to go right down the middle. So use this opportunity wisely. This could be you deciding you're going to move forward and you're manifesting a whole new mindset, a way of thinking and living and being and truly becoming the ruler of your own life. Understanding that the gift that you're given is a double-edged sword. It can do good or it can do bad. And the only one that wields this sword after you accept it from the hand giving it to you is you. You're the only one that wields the sword. So you can use it as a weapon or you can use it as a beautiful tool for creating something new. It's entirely up to you. So that is message number one. Coming out into clarity, seeing both sides and being able to find your balance down the middle. And both sides could be opposing mindsets or the the balance between a spiritual practice and something that you walked out of before, a different type of belief system, and finding your own way. It's your path, your way. And remember the light being held. It's held up for other people to see and to be attracted to. So you're not closed off from the world. You are receptive to receiving others, but your focus is straight down on your path, not theirs. Keep that in mind. That's message number one. If you chose message number two, your overall reading is about manifestation. What are you trying to manifest? Your reflection card is the Two of Pentacles. Now, Pentacles, the suit of Pentacles represents the mundane world and security, comfort, anything that you work hard for, etc. But it also represents the, I'm going to say the magic or the ability to create for yourself whatever you desire, using all the other suits as well. You can achieve all of those goals and things through the pentacles. So the Two of Pentacles, the reflection is you're juggling right now. You're balancing between two things. And a pentacle, the shape itself is a magical symbol, and it's the ability to truly make change and create things for yourself. So you're juggling. Now I realize the little band in between the two pentacles, it's probably meant to show movement back and forth, but I want to interpret that as an actual some type of a constraint or a confine that you are juggling in between, like a band. And so you have to juggle in between that. And juggling, I don't know if you know how to juggle. I certainly do not. It's very hard. I can't seem to do it because a person that juggles, and this is just two, things, but they can juggle multiple things because they can actually see all of them at the same time and they can focus on all of those things. So they truly are multitasking mentally as they juggle around. I try to do it. I get caught up on only one of the things and the rest just fall all over the place because I can't seem to watch them all at the same time. So you're juggling within some confines. And what are those? What is limiting you? And it could be your own thoughts, your own mind. And I believe that is the case because of the next card that's getting ready to come up. But in this process of juggling, and you're reflecting on, are you doing the right thing? Are you being as responsible as you could be with what you are trying to manage to make your life better, what you're trying to manifest for yourself? Are you doing everything the right way? Or are you caught up in a rat race on a hamster wheel, just going around and around and around? You do what you have to do to make money, to provide for yourself all the comforts that you or your family needs, and maybe you're not super happy. And you'll notice that the juggler's looking at one of the pinnacles, not the other one, but one of them. So they're, I guess, watching when the pinnacle the other one lands in that hand, and that's what they're focused on. So they're juggling two things, but they are looking at only one. And you'll notice behind them, you have this very turbulent sea or ocean back there because the boat's up on a big wave. So this is the juggler's on the shore where it's peaceful, or it's calm, I guess you would say. You don't have sand blowing around, but behind them is a turbulent sea. So there's a lot of different thought and emotion going into, because the water represents emotion. There's a lot of stuff going into this. So it's mental preoccupation right now on this one. The next card is release. And this is where the mental preoccupation comes in. And this is the Eight of Swords. Now, this is a very kind of sad or tragic card because you have a person here with eight swords and they're not trying hard at all to get away. They easily could just walk right out of there, but they're stuck there. And they're feeling probably very isolated and they're not wanting to move forward. And it's possible that's where you are. So in this release, category, are you waiting for someone to come and save you? Is that maybe what you're looking for? Are you waiting for divine intervention? Well, this is your message, and divine intervention is there, always there for you, but you have to also take a step towards your own freedom as well. No one's going to save you. You have to save yourself. And the thing is, with Pentacles, you have that ability. You have that magic. You can do that. You have everything you need for that. You have to have faith in yourself. This is a card also of self-delusion, of thinking that things are much worse than they actually are, of just seeing everything in the negative, like there's nothing I can do. I'm caught, I'm trapped. I don't have the education that I need to get a better job. I don't have this, I don't have that. I just can't do it. And it's easy to become stuck and stalled and truly feel like a prisoner in a world of swords that you've created yourself. Now, there's no swords in front of her, they're behind her. So she can walk forward and move out of there if she chooses, but she's choosing not to move forward. So think about that. Something to release during this period is releasing yourself from the mental constraints that you've placed on yourself, from your own thoughts, from your own delusionment. Is that a word? It is now. Of believing that there's nothing you can do because you can do anything that you set your mind to. And swords are about the thoughts. It's a mindset. It's possible that you've just become so close-minded that you don't see anything else, that you expect for something to happen in a particular way, and it's not arriving that way, therefore you're not moving forward. That is a mindset that you need to release and let it go. Open yourself up to new perspective. Allow the divine to come in and actually help you. We've all heard the story, some different variation on it, of a flood's taking place and the water is getting high and a person's up on their roof and a boat comes floating by and says, "Hey, get in." And the boat says, "No, no, I'm waiting for God to save me." and the boat floats on. And a little bit later, here comes something else, a rescue, aqua rescue thing. And they try to save the person. And he's like, no, I'm waiting for God to save me. And then a helicopter comes in, and it's hovering overhead. And it's like, your house is going to float away. Take the rope, let us help you. No, I'm waiting for God to save me. And the helicopter flies away. The house completely floats away. The person drowns. They go to heaven, and they're asked, so, why are you here? And the person says, well, it's because God didn't save me. And the angel says, well, God sent three people to save you, and you refused any help. So there's nothing more God could have done for you, because the person had an idea of exactly how they expected their rescue to come, and it didn't come that way. So consider your thoughts right now of how you see your life. And if you see that it's not moving forward, ask yourself why. And also think about how you're making that determination that it's not moving forward. Because how you're making that determination may be where you are blocked and stuck in a particular mindset, and it's time to open that. The universe never sees surprises, and everything is possible in the universe. And when I say universe, I mean with God or with spirit, with source, however you want to define it. Everything is possible, but it's only possible if we open ourselves up to receive that. The third card for manifestation. Now, this is nice. This is the Knight of Pentacles. So we're back to Pentacles again. So this is important. This has to do for message number two. This is very heavy on your well-being, all of the things that Pentacles represent. I'm just going to say it that way. Now, the Nine of Pentacles is the one that he's not galloping across the countryside on a horse. He's stopped and he takes his time. Now, of all the knights, this is probably the least exciting one. He's just very focused, very in a mindset of things. And you'll notice that he's there holding his pinnacle. And we're going to say the pinnacle is the seed he's going to plant. And in front of him is a plowed field. And so he can plant. It's ready to be planted, but he's observing that. Now, the Knight of Pentacles is very smart. He wants to make the best decisions possible, and he only wants to plant his pinnacle where he knows it's going to be successful. He's not going to be out there just flinging them around the field right and left. Very strategic in what he's doing. So, as you manifest and you think about the future, do it strategically. So if you feel like you've been juggling all this time and it's just going crazy, when you look at the Knight of Pentacles, there's a huge difference here. This one is just keeping up with the rat race, just trying to keep the two pentacles flowing. This one is parked on the horse, and he's looking over the field thinking, where is the best place to put my energy to make sure that I have the best results? So the Knight of Pentacles is the one that will have a planting plan of knowing exactly where to do it, and he'll have the whole thing, figured out of when to water and all of that type of stuff. He's got the harvest cycle down pat. So as you manifest, be very focused. Have clear intent of what you want to show up in your life, and be open to receive that in any way possible, because you never know how it's going to show up. Life has a mysterious way of making things happen that we never saw coming. That's message number two. If you chose message number three, your message is about the pioneering spirit and accepting your personal power. Your reflection card is the Two of Wands. In this card, you have a person that's very well off. They're well dressed, and they're standing there and they're looking out over the harbor, and it's peaceful and calm out there. It's a beautiful, clear day. You don't have any clouds up there, and they're holding the world in their hand, and they have one hand on a wand, and the other is holding the world. So your reflection right now is that you are realizing that the world is yours. You can do anything you want to do. You have a pioneering spirit. You're ready to to move forward with something and get started. And you realize that you can do it. You really can. And so that's what you've been reflecting on is like, if the world is my oyster, what do I want from it? What do I have the ability to do? And there are no limitations, and you are seeing that. Your second card is release. What are you needing to release? And this is the strength card. Now, this is not does not mean you have to release your strength. It's quite different, actually. If you look at this card, you see the lady, and she has the lion there, and it's not that she's taming it or in any way, but it's not fighting her because she has that inner strength. She knows who she is. And she doesn't have to fight with anyone. She can use gentle force. Now, animals respond to fear, and they can pick up fear on a human, and they can respond to that. She's not afraid. The lion knows that, and so there's no threat there. Now, she is applying a gentle pressure on the lion's mouth to kind of close it. So it might have come at her roaring as if to attack her, but she calmly bends down because she has a lot of love and compassion, and the lion can pick up on that, and she closes its mouth. And it's not fighting her, it's not clawing her or anything, and she's still alive. And she's also above her head, you have the infinity symbol, which means she's connected. Her intuition's flowing. She's connected to, her higher consciousness is working and in connection with the divine. So she's got everything happening here, and that gives her her personal power, her inner strength. So what you are wanting to release is anything that's blocking you from fully stepping into your strength and your power, because that's what you're pondering here in reflection of what am I capable of? What can I achieve? And you will learn that you can do so much through your own strength. So really think about that. What are your gifts and abilities? Because that is part of your strength. That's what helps you make it through day to day, and that's what people respond to. So when we look at manifestation, your third card is the Page of Swords. Now, this is nice. So, swords are about, mindset, thoughts, that type of thing. But the pages, it's brand new opportunity coming here. It's new communication. It's something happening. It's like, hey, this is here. So, it's like you have a concept, a new concept that you want to follow through on. It's something that you have been thinking about here in this one in reflection, and you have a direction. So as you're holding the world, you've identified what part of the world or a part of your world that you want to do something with, and the page is here. And this is what you want to manifest, this new adventure to go forward. And if you look at the card, the pages there, they have their sword drawn, and they're not in a battle or a war or anything, but they're like, yeah, let's do this. Let's take this on. We're going to move forward. Now, pages are always a great introduction into something, but they're not the knight, so they don't have it all figured out, but they've got that in enthusiasm to say, let's do this. And as you move forward with something, there's always missing parts to this of pages. And that missing part is that there have to be some fine tuning, and that's got to come from you. And that is going to come directly from your inner strength. So these two go together perfectly. You're going to need this in order to follow through and complete here what you want to manifest. So it's not going to drop in your lap. I mean, the opportunity is here. It's there. It's always been there. You always have this around you. But now's the time to say, I'm ready to accept the Page of Swords, and I am ready to move forward with something. And the swords, again, are about the mind and the mindset. So this is a change in thinking. So it's redirecting. So in order to get what you want here, you're going to have to change your thinking process. Um, and that thinking process could be some of the things that are blocking your own strength because you might be feeling like I'm weak or I'm not as brave as I think I am or I really don't want to say anything. And this is gentle pressure that's applied, and you're going to have to apply gentle pressure in order to take this to the next level to see this play out. So, this is a beautiful card of what to manifest. So, in your manifestation, do affirmations and start declaring yourself as powerful, with a lot of strength, the ability, the drive, the capability, the intelligence, all of that to see it through what you want to achieve from what you've been reflecting on. These two go together very well, and they're held together, and the glue is the strength card. You are the key puzzle piece of your manifestation and your future because you create that. That's message number 3. Thank you, everyone, for letting me read for you. I hope that you received something from the messages that you selected. And as we move into the next full moon, think about these things and think about reflection, which is thinking. Also, think about what you want to release. Write that down. Be very clear on that. Because as you release those things, you are creating new space, a new opportunity for new things to come in. And those new things are what you want to manifest. Be very clear in that. Set your intent. Know what you want. Because if you don't have a clear idea, the universe doesn't have a lot to go on. They're not going to fill in the gaps. You have to be very specific on what you want. So, thank you so much for following me on the metaphysical journey, and I hope you have an amazing day and a really awesome full moon on the 17th. Bye.